Hey guys, welcome to another Heavy Metal Diecast video, and today's special we have is a 1/43rd scale diecast tank. It is a French tank actually. It's probably a bit of a little known tank, these particular ones. These are known as the Char 2C or the FCM 2C. So these particular tanks were they were like a real heavy tank, or more classed as a super heavy tank. They were the actual largest operational tank ever made, and they were in the service to the French Army from 1921 to 1940. They were developed during World War One, hence the sort of the stylisation of it. It is very much a World War One styled vehicle. So what we'll do is we'll get this bad boy out of the packet. It's doesn't look too sealed. I've had this for a little while. That's hence the ready packet. I can't exactly remember how much it was. It wasn't overly expensive. And there we have it. It is quite a large unit, as you can see by my hands. This vehicle is massive. This is a very large tank. Only 10 were actually constructed by the French Army. This being number 93, they were given numbers from 90 to 99. So with the only 10 being built, they only had 45 millimeters of armor, I think, in the thickest area. So by the start of World War II, these were pretty much obsolete. They were massive too, so you could see them from a mile away. They were given specialised names. Each tank was given an individual name. This one here has its own name there. So the main armament was a 75 millimeter cannon, and it had four machine guns here, and one rear facing machine gun there for defence as well. So this particular tank is from the 51st Battalion, which was created it was mainly a propaganda vehicle for France, because, as I said, these were pretty much obsolete. So they were, driving around, driving over stuff, making the French feel safe and thinking their tanks are invincible, because they did look pretty formidable. I mean, they only had a range of 150 kilometres, so it wasn't very far. And they only had a top speed of 15 kilometres an hour, so they were slugs. So, but yeah, once Germany broke through France's lines, it was decided to evacuate the tanks. So they didn't want these tanks falling into German hands, just purely for propaganda purposes, really. It wasn't for any they weren't an effectual weapon. It was just more morale purpose. They didn't want these falling into German hands. So they ordered them to retreat and trying to get them onto trains to get them away from the German advancement. 2 broke down and were destroyed, and the remaining were loaded onto trains, and they bugged out. And unfortunately, during the retreat, they came across a destroyed train that had blocked all the railway tracks, and they actually couldn't go any further. And they were on a curve, I think it was, and they couldn't get the tanks off the train because of where they had been forced to stop. So the order was decided they will destroy the tanks. So the crews set charges on each of the tanks, and they were destroyed. So, but yeah, as I said, these were not really effectual in any combat capacity. They are purely French propaganda vehicle. And I mean, the actual build of this is die cast. It still feels sort of light. The tracks are not a sort of a pliable sort of track. It does have some pretty cool detail. I mean, it is a very unusual tank. The machine gun does move. It does have some exhaust. It has 2 engines in there, so it does have the exhaust there, and the turret does move. Obviously, by that short barrel, it's not exactly going to be, as 75 millimeter shells aren't going to be penetrating from any great distance if it was going to be used in combat. But the overall detail of the tank, I think, is very nice. I think it's a pretty good rendition of a very unusual vehicle that was sort of used during World War II. But as I said, not combat. It was just purely propaganda. for what it is, from what I can recall, it wasn't that expensive to buy. I bought this overseas. As you can see, the Russian Cyrillic there. It's from I got this from a seller in Russia, and I've had it for a couple of years. I just decided to unbox it now and to make a video for you guys. But I think it's not a bad rendition for what it is. But yeah. All right, well, and to give you a size comparison, I suppose, well, here's a 1/43 scale Jeep. So I'll put that down, and that is a little Willys Jeep there, if you can, from my other videos, so you can see the size comparison there. This thing is a monster, so, but what I'll do is, I mean, even a lot sort of bigger than a Tiger. But yeah, what I'll do, you know the deal, I will chuck some stills of this monster on after the conclusion of this video. And if you can afford those couple of secs, give us a like, that'd be awesome. And even subscribe to the channel, that'd be fantastic as well. So, okay, thank you very much for sticking around, and you have a great rest of your day, guys. So this is obviously sort of a magazine type one, as you can see by the little packet that came in. And it's 1/43 scale die-cast. This is the Char 2C, or the FCM 2C, from the 51st Battalion in the French Army. So, yeah. All right, guys, you have a fantastic rest of your day. Cheers, guys.